Hello, hello. Well, this is the 10th. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. It looks like it's working. Oh my gosh. There is some weird stuff happening, let me tell you. All right. Good morning and welcome to Monday the 15th of December. All right. So, how full on was the Mars square Neptune last night at 11 p.m.? All right, so I had a quick look at the news of the world, and we've had obviously that awful thing that happened at Bondi, and there was a bridge collapse in Baltimore. There was another university shooting. Um, in people doing their final exams. Like there was just so many things, and it was just like fuck. These people that will violence for their beliefs, basically. Basically, violence and the belief system. So, I mean, in the words today that I've sort of said that, Mars has been on a bit of an inspired adventure for the last 5 weeks. Oh, there we go. Good morning, Louise. Good morning, Paulette. Hello, Helen. Hi, Alicia. Good morning, Kath. Yeah, it's so nice to see you. And so I'm in Penrith now. Different vista. So yeah, looking back at Mars in Sagittarius, all right. So Mars is obviously, it's force, action, violence, anger, blood, sharp things, So it's so Mars has been in Sagittarius, which is also the sign of our philosophy and our beliefs. And so I'm just sort of looking at these, terror attacks going, I wonder if for the last 5 weeks they have been revving themselves up, and Mars got to that, Mars is now at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. So it's like the culmination of all of that experience in one. And obviously, it blew up as violent outbursts. So so there was also, I mean, there's other things, but like even today, there's quite a few. There's a square to Pluto tonight at 7:30. So I mean, I don't know. There's just going to be some raw emotions, and obviously this is just a lot for everybody. So continuing on, you may have expanded your horizons and solidified your beliefs in the last little bit, but boy, we still have plenty of things in Sagittarius, so still giving us that ability to look at things from a broader perspective. It is religion, organized religion, the legal system, so we still have Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and I can't remember what else. Mercury, Venus, and the Sun. Was there anything else there? Let's have a look. Mercury, Venus, the Sun, and then okay. So Mars moves into Capricorn at 6:33 p.m. tonight. But in that time, we also have the Moon moving into Scorpio. So look at these topics around death, the underworld, and atrocious things that people will do to each other. Like so so yeah. Okay. So while we still have plenty in Sagittarius, Mars has decided that it's time to turn his passion into plans for action. So let's just put that stuff aside. If you have in the last 5 weeks been, really revving yourself up or encouraging yourself to move past your limiting beliefs, then now is the time where enough thought has gone into it's now time for action. Sorry, multiple words there. But the mood may get broody in the afternoon, so it's time for some serious emotional connection and no BS adjustments to situations. So, like this, so like I said, with the moon in Scorpio with a square to Pluto, you know, um, there still could be some very tumultuous experiences ahead of us, or we might just be really feeling the grief, old trauma. I mean, currently the moon is in Libra, so let me just move my screen because it looks different. Oh, good morning, Sam. Good morning, Susan. Oh, Helen and Sam, I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys this weekend. Yay! And of course, Christy, I'm really looking forward to this. Now, in saying that, you can actually still book into Natasha and I's 2026 planning. We will give you the overview of the year, but as far as the planning session goes, we're just going to chunk it into quarters. All right, so you can look at the quarter one of 2026 and we'll give you some amazing foundations so that you can plan accordingly. But anyway, all right, so the moon, all right, the moon is going to be sextile Mars at 2:30. So that is still when it is in Libra, all right? So I don't know whether that is some exciting action around partnerships or I don't know, maybe some really interesting conversations. And I wonder if this is going to be like this philosophical juggernaut. I don't know why I said juggernaut, but there you go. The juggernaut was a word that came out. All right, there is also a yod at 9 o'clock. It is a very fast and fleeting one, but the point of it is the moon in Libra. So with Uranus and Neptune sextile each other, this is another opportunity where we can look into our discomfort and our beliefs, and then also the partnerships that we're in. All right, because just because this has happened on a really big scale, and again it is awful, that doesn't mean that we can't see something similar in the relationships we have with the people around us. So if you are feeling discomfort and somebody is pushing your buttons because they're not respecting you, or there could be some passive aggressive shit going on. I don't know. There's a lot in the air which sort of says you need to stand up for yourself, the things that you believe in, and how you interact with other people. All right. So, I mean, yes, these are sensitive topics, but why do you have to be the one that continually gets hurt? All right. So it might be awkward or uncomfortable to bring up these things, but ultimately, a partnership is two people. All right. And if one person is got the power dynamic and the other person is just a passive receiver, then again, that Libran balance is skewed, and things are just not going to walk down a straight path very easily. So now 1 o'clock, the sun is in conjunct Jupiter. All right. So here is where we may make adjustments or amendments, or when we make, what's the word I'm looking for? We make considerations. There's a saying, we make allowances for people, maybe. I don't know. In this case, it's Jupiter in Cancer. Maybe we make allowances for family members. I don't know. Anyway, around that 1 o'clock mark, just consider carefully. How's that one? If something happens around 1 o'clock, just sort of weigh it up. Weigh it up well. All right. Yeah, let's draw a card. All right, I did just put in the chat. I only made a couple of things to bring to Sydney with me. So I have got this double-sided gold and velvet reading cloth. It's like 50 by 70. All right, so there's that. And then there are also a bag, again, gold and navy, and then also a crystal bag. So they can go as a package if you want. Anyway, I only made the 5, so I put them here first before I put it out on anywhere else. If you're interested, please reach out. I can post it while I'm in Sydney, unless you're in Sydney, and I can give it to you in person. All right, let's pull the card for today. Okay, I'm visually seeing an escalator going downwards. Oh, the moon's going into Scorpio. There we go. The moon is going into Scorpio, so just be prepared to enter those that underworld nether region. And in tomorrow's words, I have written at the end, stand in this underworld space and know that you can only see the stars at night. All right, so there is this indication that, I mean, I've always say this about Scorpio, it is time to look into those sensitive matters and feel the feelings, because if you keep ignoring them, they're just going to grow. That's where seeds sprout, and whether that's fear or inspiration, it's still in the darkness that these things come from. All right, this one. Oh, these two. We get 2 today. All right. Oh. All right, we had this one the other day. All right, so, this actually makes sense. All right, so she has built a wall of protection around herself but is it around lofty beliefs? Pigs might fly, so that's, you know, uh, unlikely, sorry, my brain, unlikely occurrences that you can dream up. So I wonder if this is, these things that you've dreamt up, these fears that you emit, and you've built walls of protection around yourself. I wonder if you can just sort of safely observe, but also dream something new into existence. I don't know. How does that feel, guys? Obviously, my chat is down the bottom this morning. So, hello, Catherine. How are you? Oh my God, I hope your babies are good. Good morning, Karen. Helen, I'm a little bit open for this one. Um, I'm gonna message you guys this morning. So, good morning, Kathy. So nice to see you. Oh my God, they keep going. Hello, Linda. How are you? Good morning, Sean. So yeah. So look into your belief system and whether you have built walls around you to protect yourself, or whether we can, like I said, you can only see the stars in the darkness. All right. So that Scorpio moon is at 2:51 p.m. or 2:50 p.m. 1:50 if you're in Queensland and 9:50 if you're in Perth. And the Mars goes into Capricorn at 6:33 p.m. So if you are, again, 5 weeks, we've had Mars in Sagittarius. So if you are still dreaming up potentials that you want to move forward on, you've got today to just really sort of, expand those horizons so that when it does move into Capricorn, you can solidify those beliefs and solidify those dreams. So yeah, this week, guys, there is a little bit of stuff going on. So just be aware, and then we've obviously got that new moon, oh, and the solstice. All right, so yeah, we're coming to that turning point of the year as well. So it is a good time to finish things off, clarify things. We're coming to that Christmas shutdown in silly season. There's a lot. All right, there's a lot. So make sure you're drinking your water and taking frequent rest breaks if you need. Um, I saw this thing the other day. The nap you have between lunch and dinner is called a napetizer. I don't know. I don't have naps, but I'm getting to the point where they sound awesome. So yeah. So I hope everybody is well, as well as can be during this tricky time. Good morning, Amy. Oh, walking to the dream. Good morning, Christy. How are you? Um, yeah. So looking forward to seeing my beautiful three ladies in Sydney. I hope you all have a fabulous day. And like I said, if anybody is interested in the velvet bags and reading cloth, just reach out, because I'm going to put it on, and like I'm probably on Insta or something. So yeah, mwah, massive love, guys. See you soon.